Hi, welcome to this video. In this video, we'll be talking about Holder's inequality. And Holder's inequality is sometimes a little hard to understand. So I'll take a lot of examples and I'll explain how this is a very powerful inequality that you must be aware, you must know how to use it, right? So what we will do is after we understand the basic inequality, we will solve a couple of IMO problems and some more examples. So these are actual IMO problems and which can be easily handled by holders. So let's get into it. So this is the statement of the inequality. I don't want you to get scared by the statement. It is quite easy to understand if you write it down as a sequence of mn numbers. So first of all, Holder's inequality is valid for positive real numbers. Okay. And let's write down a sequence of mn numbers. Okay. So here we have n different sequences, each having m terms each, right? So A11, A21, A31 till AM1. There are two subscripts because there are total of mn numbers here, m into n. So this is the first sequence. It has m terms. This is the second sequence with m terms, and this is the nth sequence with m terms, right? Now, the way to understand holders is to take the columns, these columns, take the sum of the columns. Okay. Sum of the columns would be what? It would be A11 plus A12 till A1n, right? So that is basically Aij summation of j from 1 to n. This is the sum of the columns, right? So once you take the sum of the columns, each column you have to take the sum and multiply. So basically what you're doing is product of the sums, right? So this side becomes product. So there is a pi symbol from I goes from 1 to m, right? So basically I'm adding up the columns vertically, all the columns, m columns are there, right? And I'm taking product of the sum of the columns, right? So that is pretty straightforward. Now, this is actually greater than equal to the quantity that we will get when we take all of these row elements, each row elements do a product of the terms, product of the terms and do root of m, right? So notice that there are m terms in each row. Okay, m terms in each row. So you're doing mth root of product, mth root of product, and then you are doing that for every row. Every row you're doing that, and then taking a sum of those, and eventually, finally, you are raising the whole thing to the power m, raising the whole thing to the power m. So what do we do on the row side? We take product of all terms in each row, mth root of that. We sum up all such products. We sum up all such mth roots and then take whole power m. And Holder's inequality just says that this column thing that we got, which was sum of product of the sums is greater than sum of the products power m here, right? So I will just take a few examples to illustrate this. So let's say we have A1, A2, A3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. These are 9 positive real numbers. Okay. Now, what is your n and what is your m? M is equal to 3, n is equal to 3. There are 3 terms in a row and there are 3 sequences. So what does Holders say? It says take the sum of these columns, take the sum of these columns and multiply them. So you'll get A1 plus B1 plus C1 multiplied by A2 plus B2 plus C2 multiplied by A3 plus B3 plus C3. And this thing is greater than equal to, what do we do to the rows? We take cube root of, because there m is equal to 3, so there are 3 terms, cube root of A1, A2, A3, cube root of B1, B2, B3, cube root of C1, C2, C3. We have to add all of them and take power 3, right? Because m is 3. So what do we write here? We write cube root of A1, A2, A3 plus B1, B2, B3 plus C1, C2, C3 and whole power 3. So this is Holder's inequality. This is Holder's inequality applied to 9 numbers, right? You can always confirm this with some examples. 1, 2, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6, 8, 9. Let's say these are our positive numbers. So what we should get is this into this into this. So column part is 1 plus 2 plus 6, which is 9, into 2 plus 5 plus 8, which is 15, into 2 plus 5 plus 8, yeah, 15, multiplied by 4 plus 3 plus 9, which is 21. 4 plus 3, no, 16, obviously. 16, right? 9 into 15 into 16 is greater than equal to yeah, it will be cube root of 8 plus cube root of 2 into 5, 10 into 30 plus cube root of 6 into 8 into 9, right? Which is 432, correct? So whole cube of that. So 2 plus cube root of 30 will be 3 root cube root of 3, which will be say 3.1, plus this will be 6 cube root of 2, so 7.5, let's say, and whole cube. So you can confirm for yourself that this value comes out to be around 12.65 whole cube, which is around 2024, whereas this value will be larger than that. So you get 135 into 16, right? 1 plus 2 plus 6, 9, 7 plus 15, 7 plus 9, 16, correct. 135 into 16. So that will come out to be 3180531. So that comes out to be actually 2160 if you see. 06. So this comes out to be 2160. So clearly it is greater than this 2024. So right now we are seeing it with numbers. We'll see applications soon. What if the number of columns and number of rows were not the same? So for example, if it was like this, A1, B1, C1, D1, A2, B2, C2, D2, and A3, B3, C3, D3. So here the number of turns in a sequence is 4, but the number of sequences is 3. So n is equal to 3, m is equal to 4. But the process is the same. You add up the columns and multiply them. So A1 plus A2 plus A3 multiplied by B1 plus B2 plus B3 multiplied by C1 plus C2 plus C3 multiplied by D1 plus D2 plus D3 is always greater than equal to, here product of these things to the power 1 by 4, or fourth root of these. So we'll have fourth root A1, B1, C1, D1 plus fourth root A2, B2, C2, D2 plus fourth root A3, B3, C3, D3, and the whole thing has to be raised to the power m, so that is 4. So this is your Holder's inequality for these numbers. So let's get started with some applications. Let's look at some examples now. The first one is A, B, C are positive reals, positive, and we are given that A plus B plus C is equal to 3. We have to find minimum possible value of 1 by root A plus 1 by root B plus 1 by root C, right? So the idea is to take sequences so that we get this as a term, right? So we have to think of some terms which have 1 by root A, 1 by root B, 1 by root C, right? If we can think of something like that, it will be easy for us. So what can we see? So if I take a sequence like this, 1 by root A, 1 by root B, 1 by root C, I'm writing my row of numbers. So rows and columns of numbers. So if I take it like this, I remember that I have to do a column sum here, right? So that will come here, no? 1 by root A plus 1 by root B plus 1 by root C. So what other numbers should I pick? I pick another another set of numbers which is the same. And finally, I picked A, B, C here because A plus B plus C is 3. So this is my 9 numbers. So what I should get is this into 1 by root A plus 1 by root B plus 1 by root C multiplied by A plus B plus C is greater than equal to. Now notice why I picked 2 times 1 by root A and 1 time A, because here I have to do what? 1 by root A cube root, 1 by root A, 1 by root A and A, which becomes 1, right? 2 times 1 by root A will make 1 by A, and I have multiplied by A. So that will become 1 here, and it will become 1 here also. And you have to do cube roots. After summing up the cube roots, you have to whole raise it to the power of m, and m is equal to 3 here. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 to the power 3. So this is the stuff that I wanted to estimate. 1 by root A plus 1 by root B plus 1 by root C. Let's call it S. So you get S square into A plus B plus C is greater than equal to 3 cube. So 27, right? So S square into 3 is greater than equal to 27. S square is greater than equal to 9. S is greater than equal to 3. So the minimum possible value of it is 3. I hope you understand how we selected the 9 numbers. It is important to select the right set of numbers and put them in a table. After you have this table set up, you can always apply holders very easily. Choice of the numbers in the table matters a lot here, right? So let's look at IMO problem. This is IMO 2001 question number 2. Okay. So this says if ABC are positive, ABC are positive reals, we have to prove that A by root over A square plus 8BC plus B by root over B square plus 8CA plus C by root over C square plus 8AB is greater than equal to 1. Okay. So now, again, here the idea is to take the right set of terms in our table and then just simply apply holders, right? So what should I take? I have to sum up something like this, right? So let's put them in columns. These numbers should be in columns, right? Because we are doing sum of the columns and then multiplying those columns, right? So I'll put A by root over A square plus 8BC, B by root over B square plus 8CA, and C by root over C square plus 8AB in a column. Then what should I do for the second column? I can repeat the same elements. I can repeat the same elements here. B by root over B square plus 8CA and C by root over C square plus 8AB. But remember, I have to put another set of numbers to simplify it. So what is happening when we do rows, right? When we do rows, we multiply these and take cube root or fourth root depending on how many terms are there in a row. So if I want to build a table of 9 numbers, I need one more row and I need to put something appropriate here so that this root part doesn't bother me. So what I will do is this term will be simply A into A square plus 8BC. Why is this a nice selection of the third term? Because there will be a denominator A square plus 8BC there, which will cancel here. And the top parts will become A cube. So when I do cube root here, because there are 3 terms, I will just get cube root of A cube, right? Which is A. So which is nice. So let's see this. This is B into B square plus 8CA. And this is C into C square plus 8AB. So this is my table for holders, right? And I have to do column sums and multiply those column sums, and I have to do product of the elements of the row to the power m to the power 1 by m, or cube root of them. So here it will be B cube, which is B, and here it will be C cube, which is C, and then add up these and raise it to the power 3, right? So what I can write by holders, I will write the result here. So let me just rub this off. By holders, what I get is summation of a by root over a square plus 8bc, and this is cyclic. So basically, I mean this plus this plus this. And the same thing repeats two times. This also there is the same thing because I have to multiply all the column sums. And finally, there is a cube plus 8abc plus b cube plus 8abc plus c cube plus 8abc is greater than equal to a plus b plus c into whole cube. We have already taken cube roots, that was a, b, c. We have to add them and take whole power 3 because there are three terms in this sequence. So this part is becoming a cube plus b cube plus c cube plus 24 abc. So we are getting this inequality. This part, let's call it s. S is what we need to find. S square multiplied by this is greater than this, right? So therefore, we get s square is greater than equal to a plus b plus c whole cube by a cube plus b cube plus c cube plus 24 abc, right? Now there is a simple algebraic identity that you can all prove for yourself. A plus b plus c whole cube is equal to actually a cube plus b cube plus c cube plus 3 times b plus c plus a plus b. This is a simple enough identity. You can prove it for yourself. So if I use that identity here, what I will get on top is a cube plus b cube plus c cube plus 3 times b plus c plus a plus b divided by a cube plus b cube plus c cube plus 24 abc. This is equal to this. But we know that we can apply AMGM on all of these terms. So b plus c is greater than equal to 2 root bc, c plus a is greater than equal to 2 root ca, and a plus b is greater than equal to 2 root ab. So the product of these is greater than equal to 8 abc, right? And there is a 3 here. So it is greater than equal to a cube plus b cube plus c cube plus 3 into 8 abc by a cube plus b cube plus c cube plus 24 abc, which gives, upon cancellation, which gives 1, right? So we have proved that s square is greater than equal to 1. Therefore, s is greater than equal to 1. And this was the question. This was the inequality that you wanted to prove. So what are we doing here? We wrote the 9 sets of numbers. We applied holders. We got this from holders, right? And after that, it is fairly straightforward. If you use this identity and apply AMGM on b plus c, c plus a, and a plus b, you get 24 ABC on the top part also. And that proves our question. So again, the choice of the numbers was super important. Like we chose whatever we wanted to sum, we put them in a column, then we repeated them once, and then multiplied by a third set of numbers, which just canceled those denominators and made the top part a cube, right? Let's see a few more examples. So the third question is, let AB be positive. AB be positive reals. We have to show that 4 times a cube plus b cube is greater than equal to a plus b whole cube. Okay, seems pretty straightforward. You could possibly solve it by expansion also, but I just want to show you the power of folders here. So I have a cube plus b cube sort of a term. So let me just take a cube and b cube as two terms of my sequence. This is my table that I'm building. So I will do column sum. So it will be a cube plus b cube. Now, what else should I put in here? I mean, there's no other options. Like there's nothing else that is required. So we can just take 1 and 1 and 1 and 1, right? Why did I take three terms here? Three terms in the sequence? Because finally I'll do cube root of a cube into 1, which is equal to a. And here also I'll do cube root of b cube, which is b. The row part will be sorted because it will be a plus b whole cube. And this is the column sum. So what I can do immediately is a cube plus b cube into 1 plus 1 into 1 plus 1 is greater than equal to a plus b whole cube, right? So we just simply directly prove 4 times a cube plus b cube is greater than equal to a plus b whole cube. So again, think of the choice of our table. That is the most important thing here in holders. Once you decide the right elements to fit your table, after that it's straightforward, right? Let's move on. Let's do another question. The fourth question for us is, if A, B, C, D are positive reals satisfying, they satisfy this equality. A power 2016 plus B power 2016 plus C power 2016 plus D power 2016 is equal to 4032. You have to find maximum value of A square plus B square plus C square plus D square. Okay. So I need maximum value of A square plus B square plus C square plus D square. I have to also use the fact that this sum is given, right? So let's try to think of it. There are 4 terms here, A, B, C, D, and this is in a sum, A power 2016 and so on. So I have to put them in a column. That much is obvious. Like I need to put them in a column somehow. Then only I will get to use that fact for holders, because I have to do a column sum, right? So, okay, so this is fine, but I also need to get this term somehow. So if this is in a column, I have to get this term from here, right? You should get somehow A square here, B square here, C square here, D square here. And finally, you will do A square plus B square plus C square plus D square to the power M, right? So how will I get A square here? So think about what sort of a table you will build to get A square here. So so this is A power 2016, right? So if I build too few terms here, if I put 3 terms here, I'll get cube root of A square into whatever, right? That will not beat A square. So I need to put enough terms here that finally, when I do 1 A power 2016 into 1, maybe let's say 1 are the 1 these terms are. I have to finally do this, and this should come out to be A square, right? So what are the options for me here? I can take M as 1008 actually, right? M as 1008 and keep all the rest of the terms as 1, right? Correct. However, I can also do this. If I take A as 2016 and take 2016 terms, so these are 2014 ones, and these are 2 terms which are 2016. So in that case, what I will get is, I will multiply each of these terms on the row part, and it will be A power 4032 into 1 and so on, and root of 2016, right? Because they are 2016 terms. So that will become A square, right? So that is one way to handle this. So I will just repeat this series here. The second column is just the same as the first column, and everything else is a 1 in this table. Everything else is a 1. There are 2016 terms in each row. So M is equal to 2016, and there are 4 terms in each column. So N is equal to 4, right? So now that we apply holders here, we get A power 2016 plus B power 2016 plus C power 2016 plus D power 2016 multiplied by the same thing, so square, and these terms will add up to 4. Every time you get a 4 into 4, and how many 4s will you get? 2014 times 2014, right? Should be greater than equal to this term. When you take the 2016th power of the product, you get A square. You get A square plus B square plus C square plus D square, but you have to raise the whole thing to the power 2016, right? Okay, so this is my inequality right now. So I will just get some space here. I'll remove these parts. And what I get is this. This part is simply 4032. So I get 4032 square into 4 power 2014 is greater than equal to a square plus b square plus c square plus d square to the power 2016. So therefore, you get a square plus b square plus c square plus d square is less than equal to 4032 to the power 2 by 2016 multiplied by 4 to the power 2014 by 2016. This is the maximum value that is coming here, right? So a square plus b square plus c square plus d square is always less than equal to this thing, which is not something that you would have gotten otherwise. Only holders will give you this. So I hope you are understanding what we are doing. Like the way we are applying, you have to build a table of values, rows and columns. You have to take sum of the columns and product of those sums. And on the row side, what you have to do is product of all the terms in a row, mth root of that, and then sum up all those mth roots and raise that to the power m, right? So once you practice with a few questions, if you are having any doubts, you should pause the video, go back to the first example, start from there, and try to think yourself if you are able to apply holders there. And work through all of these examples. It will be clear. So the next one is question number 5 is for A, B, C greater than 0. You have to prove that sum of A by root over A plus 2B is greater than equal to root over a b plus b plus c is greater than equal to sum of a by root over 2a plus b. Okay, so we'll do it in two parts. First, we'll solve this part of the inequality. So this is similar to that IMO problem 2001 that we just saw. So I will just recreate that. So this is, I'm building my table of holders inequality. So this will be b plus 2c, and this will be c plus 2a. And I will I need these as a column term, so I will repeat these once more. A plus 2b, b by root over b plus 2c, and c by root over c plus 2a. And here I will put a into a plus 2b. This is exactly mimicking the proof that we did for the IMO problem. When you multiply these, this root part will cancel. And a into a will be a cube, and when finally you take cube root of that, it will become a. So this is b into b plus 2c, and this is c into c plus 2a. So writing holders for the 9 numbers here is going to give you summation a by root over a plus 2b whole square, because this column sum is same as this column sum, multiplied by the sum of these numbers, which is going to be a square plus b square plus c square plus 2ab plus 2bc plus 2ca. Correct? Is greater than equal to, the product of these will be cube root of a cube plus cube root of b cube plus cube root of c cube and whole to the power 3. So you get very easily summation of root over a plus a by root over a plus 2b whole square is greater than equal to a plus b plus c whole cube by a plus b plus c whole square, which is equal to a plus b plus c. So we get that s is greater than equal to root of a plus b plus c, because this is s square, and you get s square is greater than a plus b plus c. So the first part is very easy to solve, 5 holders. The second part, let's see. We have to prove basically root of a plus b plus c is greater than equal to sum of a by root over 2a plus b, right? Here, what I will do is apply Cauchy-Schwarz. The way I apply it is look at this sequence of numbers: root a, root b, root c, and root a by root 2a plus b, root b by root 2b plus c, and root c by root 2c plus a. Why have I selected these numbers? Because when you do product like this, you will get the terms that you need on this side, right? And Cauchy-Schwarz says that dot product of, think of this as a vector, first vector, second vector, dot product of these vectors, which is a by 2a plus b root plus b by 2b plus c plus c by 2c plus a. This dot product quantity a1, b1, a2, b2, c1, c2, right, is less than equal to the modulus of the first vector, which is root over a plus b plus c, multiplied by modulus of the second vector, which is a by 2a plus b by 2b plus c plus c by 2c plus a, right? So, okay, so this is what I'm getting. And okay, so less than equal to, I have to prove that this is less than equal to 1, that's all. So I already got a root of a plus b plus c, and I got a by 2a plus b by 2b plus c by 2c plus a, right? Okay, if I take a common denominator, hmm, can I prove that this is less than equal to 1 easily? If I prove that, the question is over, because I got s on this side. S is less than equal to root a plus b plus c. So I'm thinking if there is a way to avoid taking common denominator or not. But there might not be. You can just solve it. Take 2a plus b, 2b plus c, and 2c plus a here, and multiply a into 2b plus c into 2c plus a. Why don't you guys check this out? Uh, I did not work through this part yet. Like, I have not solved this part yet. I need to prove that this part is less than equal to 1, which should be pretty easy as far as I can see. What I can write it as 2 half into 2a. You can write it as half into 2a by 2a plus b plus 2b by 2b plus c plus 2c by 2c plus a, and write it as 1 minus 2a plus b minus b. So 1 minus b by 2a plus b plus 1 minus c by, it will become 3 minus b by 2a plus b. Uh, a plus b it is. So this part I did not work out before solving this, before doing this video. I have to check it once. So I don't want to spend too much time on this. I want you guys to try and prove that this is less than equal to 1. I will have to check it out. It is probably going to be easy. So I'm just not getting the idea immediately. So what I will do is I'll pause this portion. I will move on to the next question, which I had planned. But this part you need to check out. Is this portion less than equal to 1? If it is less than equal to 1, then we have proved an inequality. The second part of it. The first part was coming by holders. So try it out, guys. I will move on to the next one, the question that I had planned, which is the IMO shortlist question. So this is the sixth question. This is IMO shortlist 2004. 2004. So the question says A, B, C are positive reals, are positive reals, and AB plus BC plus CA is equal to 1. AB plus BC plus CA is equal to 1. You have to prove that cube root of 1 by A plus 6B plus cube root of 1 by B plus 6C plus cube root of 1 by C plus 6A is less than equal to 1 by ABC, right? So this is my question. So let's think about how we will solve this. So what I will say is, this term looks really weird, these terms, right? So what we'll say is, let's say x is equal to cube root of 1 by a plus 6b, and y is equal to cube root of 1 by b plus 6c, and z is equal to cube root of 1 by c plus 6a. So what I have to prove is x plus y plus z is less than equal to 1 by ABC. This is what I have to prove, right? Okay, so let's do holders and let's take these terms x cube, y cube, z cube, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. So holders on these will give me the inequality x cube plus y cube plus z cube multiplied by 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3, multiplied by 3 is greater than equal to cube root of this x cube, cube root of x cube plus cube root of y cube plus cube root of z cube whole raised to the power 3. So what I get basically is x cube plus y cube plus z cube multiplied by 9 is greater than equal to x plus y plus z whole power 3, right? Correct. So what we are getting is x plus y plus z is less than equal to cube root of 9 times x cube plus y cube plus z cube, right? This is my inequality that we have gotten from holders. So what I have to do is somehow prove that this x plus y plus z is less than equal to 1 by ABC. Let's do it on the next page. So we have x plus y plus z is less than equal to cube root of 9 times x cube plus y cube plus z cube. And now I'll substitute back my x, y, and z because x, y, and z were cube root of 1 by a plus 6b and such other terms. So this is cube root of 9 times. This becomes x cube becomes 1 by a plus 6b plus y cube becomes 1 by b plus 6c and z cube is 1 by c plus 6a, right? Which is equal to now cube root of 9 times 1 by a plus 1 by b plus 1 by c. That is equal to ab plus bc plus ca by abc plus 6 times a plus b plus c, right? 6a, 6b, 6c get added like this, and 1 by a plus 1 by b plus 1 by c is this. So that is equal to cube root of 9 times. Since ab plus bc plus ca is given to be 1, we get 1 by abc plus 6 times a plus b plus c. So we can write it as cube root of 9 1 plus 6 abc a plus b plus c divided by abc, right? And this is the step that we have to somehow replace this abc and abc a plus b plus c into abc in terms of ab plus bc plus ca. So what I will say is, think about it. We can write this 1 plus 6 abc into a plus b plus c can be written as less than equal to 1 plus 2 times ab plus bc plus ca whole square. Why? What I'm saying really is 6 abc into a plus b plus c is less than equal to this, right? How do I know that? Because 3 times abc into a plus b plus c is less than equal to ab plus bc plus ca whole square. How do I prove that? It is actually quite simple. It is, this is x, this is y, this is z, let's say. So we have x square plus y square plus z square plus 2xy plus 2yz plus 2zx. And here you have 3 times a square bc. What is a square bc? So a square bc, if you see, is ab into ca, right? So that is zx, right? So this is 3zx and 3yz and 3xy. This inequality is just this inequality, which is obvious because we know x square plus y square plus z square minus xy minus yz minus zx is always positive. This is always positive. That we know to be true because it can be written as sum of three perfect squares. X minus y whole square plus y minus z whole square plus z minus x whole square divided by 2, right? So we know that is true. Therefore, we can always say that AB plus BC plus CA whole square is greater than 3 times ABC, A plus B plus C. So I hope you are convinced. Like you can just try it out. You can just write these inequalities out in detail, and you will get this situation happening, right? So we are going to replace the ABC into A plus B plus C in terms of AB plus BC plus CA whole square. I will just rub off this part, and I will write what we will do here. Because I know that 6ABC A plus B plus C is less than 2 times AB plus BC plus CA whole square, I will just write this is less than equal to cube root of 3, 9, 1 plus 2 times AB plus BC plus CA whole square divided by ABC, right? Now, this becomes 1, right? This is equal to cube root of 9 into 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2, that's it, divided by ABC. So that is equal to cube root of 27 by ABC, right? And that is equal to 3 by ABC to the power 1 by 3. And we can write on top, we can write a 1. So correct. So this ABC power 1 by 3, we can write as ABC power 2 by 3 divided by ABC, right? That makes sense. It is still ABC power 1 by 3, right? So ABC power 2 by 3, we can write as cube root of A square, B square, C square, like this, by ABC, right? Which is again equal to 3 times cube root of AB into BC into CA, right? By ABC, correct? And now 3 times cube root of AB into BC into CA, this is just A and GM. This is GM of AB and BC and CA, right? Is less than equal to AM of AB and BC and CA, right? By ABC. What am I saying here? I'm saying that 3 times cube root of AB plus AB into BC into CA is less than equal to AB plus BC plus CA. You can see that by doing by 3 here, and this AM will be greater than this. So finally, I'm getting this, which is equal to 1 by ABC, right? Because AB plus BC plus CA is 1. So what I have proved is XYZ is less than equal to this, equal, is less than equal to this, which is equal to this, which is less than equal to 1 by ABC, right? Finally, you have gotten the chain of inequalities that establishes the problem. You have gotten x plus y plus z is less than equal to this. Follow the chain carefully. It's going like this, till this point, and then that is less than this, and which is equal to this, which is less than 1 by ABC, right? So this establishes Holder's inequality. This establishes the proof here. This was an IMO shortlisted problem. Now we have done 5-6 examples, guys. You should go back, revisit all of those examples, go to the general Holder's inequality in discussion in the beginning of the video. Make sure you follow this, because uh, if you understand this, it solves many problems for you. It is a generalization of Cauchy-Schwarz, and you can use this in so many questions. Like immediately, IMO problems are getting solved in like 5 steps. So that is not something that you can take lightly. You will be able to solve all of your RMO and PRMO sort of inequalities using Holders. Not all of them, but many of them. So make sure that you understand it really well and go through the questions here. You can also try out questions on Holders from Pathfinder's book. and I'll see you next time for the next class. I hope you learned something from this video.